the Trade Desk stock is significantly underperforming broader market indices and competitors here in 2025. Investors are asking me if next year will be better and where do I think the Trade Desk stock price will be by the end of 2026. I'll answer that question in this video as well as share with you precisely where I'm getting all the numbers and information to make this stock price target. So speaking of numbers and information, it's a good time to thank the sponsor of this video, Fiscal.ai, where I retrieve most of the information I use for my financial analysis. They aggregate financial information from thousands of companies, and they have exclusive segment-specific information unavailable anywhere else. The numbers I'm going to use right now, more specifically, is the earnings per share estimate for the Trade Desk, which the Fiscal.ai aggregates from the Wall Street analysts that are following this company. Those analysts believe that the Trade Desk will deliver $2.46 in earnings per share in 2027. I'm also going to need the company's forward price to earnings ratio, which I can also get from Fiscal.ai. Right now, the Trade Desk is trading at a forward PE of 20, which is the cheapest you've been able to buy this stock going back several years, arguably ever. This is the cheapest this stock has been in a very long time, ever since I've been following it, that's for sure. So now that I have the information I need, I can bring you to my spreadsheet where I calculated a scenario analysis for the Trade Desk. So we're going to keep the earnings per share constant for 2027, and I'm going to adjust the forward PE ratio higher based on my belief that this company's forward PE ratio will increase by the end of next year. I think that will give the company enough time to mitigate these risks surrounding the company as a result of the increase in competition from Amazon. I'm relatively optimistic that the company will be able to deal with these challenges because I've been following this management team for several years and they've been executing almost flawlessly going back since 2019, since I've been following the company. They're on the buy side of the advertising industry, meaning they support purchasers of advertising generate a better return on ad spending, and they're going up against some of these walled gardens like Alphabet and Meta platforms, which try to sell their own inventory, and so they're more interested in selling their own inventory of advertising rather than working with buyers to give them a better return on ad spending. So if the company moves forward and is expected to hit its target in earnings per share and the forward PE multiple doesn't increase, the stock price could still increase to $49 per share. That would be a 25% increase from the current price of $39. So even though I'm expecting the forward PE multiple to increase next year, it doesn't have to increase for the stock price to increase next year as long as they progress in hitting that earnings per share target. But if the forward PE multiple increases to 25, the stock price could rise even more to $62 a share. If the forward PE multiple increases to 30, the stock price could rise to $74. And if the forward PE multiple increases to 35, which is a valuation the stock has traded for frequently, then the stock price could more than double to $86 per share by the end of next year. So just because I've only highlighted 4 scenarios doesn't mean these are the only scenarios. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future, and there are a multitude of scenarios that could come to fruition next year. These are just the 4 most likely scenarios I see happening among all of the very many thousands of scenarios that are possible. Even narrowing it down further, where do I think the stock price will be given these ranges and these estimates? Well, I think the Trade Desk stock price sells for or trades for somewhere between $60 per share and $65 per share by the end of next year, which would mean a roughly 50% increase from the current stock price today. Now, as a Trade Desk shareholder myself, I would be thrilled with that kind of return on my investment, and I would be happy with this kind of return. Remember, if you want access to these price targets and buy and hold recommendations on hundreds of companies that I'm following, you can join my channel as a member and you'll get access to all of this information, price targets, buy, hold, and sell ratings, as well as discounted cash flow valuations on hundreds of companies. So click that join button below and see what it's all about. Hey, if you value my process for researching stocks, I think you'll appreciate access to my spreadsheet containing my discounted cash flow valuations, which calculate a fair value for over 200 companies. It answers the question, what's a good price to pay for a certain stock? You can get access by joining our channel at the investor tier or above. See the link in the description or click the join button below to learn more.